Another series, Cowboy Bebop. Never seen it. I'm a huge anime fan, actually. Been watching anime stuff for many years, but never seen Cowboy Bebop. And I recently watched Neon Genesis Evangelion. Haven't watched Ghost in the Shell. Like, there's a few of these classics that I never saw. And so now I thought that that's a very good idea for reaction stuff. Can enjoy a bit more action and this kind of stuff. And then there's really good excuse to maybe watch the Netflix one after that and can understand the anime community's thoughts on that and that kind of stuff. So let's go on a journey on Cowboy Bebop. I have no idea what it is. I expect it to be sci-fi. I've seen some spaceship picture or something like that earlier, but I really don't know. I know there's a squad. I know there's some people, you know, a cast of guys doing something, but I have no idea what the goal is, what the story is. But it's like 90s anime. So I'm expecting some kind of weird life and death, philosophy, morality, something like that, but then also good action, cool characters, great sound design. So I felt like that's a really good way to start my Saturday with a cheap beer, watching some good anime, figuring out some recording settings, maybe hopefully be a bit better this time, but let's see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go in and start watching our interesting anime. Keep peace. Moody 90s anime. I don't know, I feel like it's gonna feel like Blade Runner, something like that. Mafia. Interesting, it's called Cowboy, but that looks like a church. Rose, I think of like the Tommy guns. I think of like Mafia. It's not Tommy guns, but still. Let's skip, cause it's music. I'm gonna skip, cause it's music, and I don't want to get spoiled. I have no idea what to expect. Session 1, Asteroid Blues. So that was obviously a flashback. And that's what I thought. It's interesting because it was like cobblestone. It was church, roses, very normal mafia imagery. So it's interesting to see how that turns into Cowboy. Now the music, the harmonica or whatever, is very cowboy-esque. Fascinating. I'm gonna think about the filmmaking, because already from here you can tell the scale, practicality, showing the different ships to, I assume, kind of fast travel. Then also the scale of things, showing busy sci-fi lives, martial arts, karate, beef. Bebop. So their ship is called Bebop. His name was Spike. Spike. And the ship is Bebop. Asimov Solen. So they're bounty hunters. Jinjaros. Ah, it was meatless. Got it. So no meat. Poor. Yeah. Got it. Very classic. Rough around the edges, like Lethal Weapon rigs, right? Is like this, like just go in, blast, and get the job done, but then you don't make a lot. Got it. That's so funny because when you think about Blade Runner, the 80s one, I like that. I like the languages, but it's so Chinese. It's interesting that they went with a airport style. That's fascinating. I like the practicality of it because they really went with, like, if you had this kind of fast travel. I call it fast travel. Forget the word. Light speed, ludicrous speed, whatever. Fascinating. They really went with that airport style. That it's like, really, how would you do it practically if you had that kind of shipment and traveling, and there would have to be some control, like Mass Effect thing, right? It's like that some other ship that boosts you to be able to travel that much, the huge energy input or whatever. That makes sense. I feel like that whistling is gonna come back and be something important, but and I'm not listening to it, but and it's funny because in Blade Runner, the whole thing is, right, because it's so international and huge that I don't know actually where the Blade Runner city is. I just recently watched it too, but I forget. But they have the Japanese ads, right, like the geisha woman like smiling with that gum or something. So that was like in the 80s, showing that even if you're in America speaking English, they would, you know, speak multiple different languages and all that. And I believe there's some African languages or something somewhere as well. And in this one, it's like instantly in English and Chinese, which I like because there's always that classic thing that you have like an international situation like anime, and everything always happens in Japan. And if it's an American show, everything always happens in America, right? Which is totally understandable for the limitations of cinematography, but I'm talking about like it's just funny, right? So I instantly noticed scale in this show. Everything is very huge scale. And in the second Blade Runner, the sequel, it was so funny because I was watching with my dad, and I'm Finnish, and how they showed scale in the new Blade Runner was so funny because they had Finnish. It was so weird watching it in Finland, and then it's just these subtitles, and suddenly there was no subtitles because it was in Finnish. I'm like, I had like a brain rot moment. I'm like, what the hell is happening? Like, suddenly there's, oh, she's hot, and another neuron activation, but it was so confusing. And then in Blade Runner, the music that was considered like crazy was baby metal, because I used to listen to baby metal, so it was so funny. I heard baby metal in the background and then Finnish language. I'm like, oh, that's how they show that it's something weird. She's hot. I think I can already tell why this show is so beloved, because it seems to have interesting design. It's very colorful. Guys are super hot. She's super fucking sexy. I was just. But what was I saying? But interesting looking characters. Oh god, I was so worried it was gonna be a needle. What the fuck is this? I am listening. I'm watching constantly, but I'm also interested. Okay, I was so worried it was gonna be the needle, but that's an interesting idea actually. Why does it have to be a needle? It could just be a spray like that. Straight in your bloodstream. But the art is great. That, ooh, fuck. I'm totally in for this show, man. I'm totally in. I'm trying to say why, but what, is the woman pregnant or something, or does she just have a huge dress? I'm constantly not getting that. But the art is beautiful. It completely stands up today, in my opinion. And I love the scale, that it's a Japanese show or whatever, but it really went with the scale of the linguistics and the practicality of the traveling. I love that gun. You could see the parts actually moving when he pulled the trigger. I love that. So there's so much detail in the art, but then it's also cool and sexy, which is something you don't see a lot today. You just don't. The fact that the woman is goddamn hot and the guys are cool and weird and all that. But it's not just that. It's also good action and good sound design and interesting locations. But also again, international. See, it's like the scale. It's like we're with some native people now. It's very interesting. But very clearly cowboy-esque now, the saloon and Native Americans. But red-eyed coyote. Yeah, okay, so it's gonna be him. But that you go from that international craziness to a very small scale here in this town. Oh, drama with a woman. A woman is somebody who definitely can kill a guy. Wakantanga. So that wasn't them, right? There was somebody else attacking them. There was the woman and the guy came in. So he's fast and quiet. Ew. Oh. What was it? The space? Sky? What? It like went up. Was it just a hill or was it like some buildings? I like it. I like it a lot. You're hungry, man. So there's something in the sky. So he's a drug addict, going crazy, violent, has a hot girl, has a gang, but they also kind of don't like him. But there's also people trying to go after him. He's alone with his drug. What is he going to do? He must know it's Asimov or whatever. Why? Did he just notice that he was on edge and it would be too risky? He was too alert, so it would be too risky to do it by himself, or what? So he's very, in that sense, careful. Is she pregnant? Candy? I love Candy. So he must know that they're the people, right? But yeah, he ate some, got it. So he's like helpful, but he still like takes care of his own stuff. Well, he helped you. So he's a thief still. Oh, I just spat everywhere. But so he is definitely a thief. Well, that's risky. The psycho drug addict is seeing you talking to his very hot woman. So no, it's just her hips, right? It's like just the dress looks interesting, and she constantly kind of has her interesting walk. But why is she there with him now? I have to be perfectly honest. I kind of lost track where they were. But they mentioned they went to so they're in Earth or something, right? Because they meant Fiji, something they said, right? She is pregnant. That's what I thought. I was like, what the hell? But what is he doing? But he isn't getting the bounty. Why? Why? So he definitely wanted to leave tracking things with them or something, and but what else does he want from them? And she has some control over Asimov very clearly, and Asimov respects her enough, but why? I don't know why. Does he just want to wait for them? Well, she didn't deny what he said, though. Right? She didn't deny it. And she clearly, like, was okay with him in many ways. Even saying adios, cowboy. Like, that's kind of hot, right? So it's like, So why is there, like... I was talking at the beginning too much. Oh, he just grabbed that to sell it or whatever. So he didn't put a tracker on, but he just knows from information where they're going. So was it just because it was too risky? He was too strong and fast and dangerous that he was like, okay, this is too risky. I'm not going to risk it or whatever. That's still very strange. Or is it like his own weird morals that he wants to be fun and fair or something? One-on-one? I don't know. Damn, call him out. Yeah. Speaking of the devil, planting seeds. I mean, Asimov planted pretty good seeds, though. It's pretty lucky. Let's just be real. Oh, beer. Tomato juice. So he's a good shot, at least, and so still don't know why he then did what he did in the beginning. Is he just cocky, curious? He wanted information, so in the beginning it was like worth for him to like ask and talk to get more info on what's going on. Trying to be better than what he was before. Don't kill the hot woman. That must suck, running while you're pregnant and in high heels. Fuck off. Don't fucking... Come on. What? Okay, so they totally got me with that. I was wondering, I was like, it makes total sense, but he wasn't worried about her. Yeah, okay, I got it. But that got me. I was like, yeah, I was wondering. It's like, is she pregnant? It's just, I don't know. It felt weird. Like, you know, her dress and her shoes and everything. It was just odd. That makes sense. But now she realized that, so the whole thing for Asimov was the fact that she is a pretty woman who was carrying a baby, so he knew that people wouldn't risk. They were doing exactly what I was doing, like, hey, don't hurt her. So how much does Asimov actually care? Obviously, she's fucking hot, so he's like, yeah, I can own her, have her, whatever. But, jealous and all that, but then when she was at risk, he only cared about the product and not her. Seems like it's that kind of stuff. So he's like, do I want to kill him, shoot him, chase him? What the fuck am I doing? Tough. It's tough. Yeah, why now, you fucking crazy person? That makes no sense. You're already, like, losing your mind. He's gonna risk it just for himself, and she's kind of stuck in this situation. Now, imagine being next to a crazy person like that, who, like, there's nothing you can do. He's psycho. You're going crazy. I'm sure they cared about each other at some point, but very clearly he's just lost track of reality. She killed him? So, well, I mean, I guess she noticed that he was a rabid dog. She gonna kill herself? Adios. Well, she was pragmatic, I guess. Yeah, I mean, she saw it. She was like, well, this guy's going crazy. There's gonna be nothing good about this. I can take matters in my own hand or submit, and I'm not gonna submit, right? Clearly wasn't the type who would submit to other people's rule. Oh, it has the spinning thing for gravity, I think. That's fucked. I mean, it sets a tone. Hot women, crazy guys, violence, ruthlessness, being poor, desperate. There's still some low gravity. Or did he go to the area that has low gravity, I wonder? I don't know. Or are they saving money by not having too much gravity? I don't know. See you, space cowboy. Yeah, okay. I like it. Because I kind of started watching Frieren, and I knew the Frieren would be like a moody one, you know, like very emotional, long journey, like building on episode to a huge climax. I have to continue Frieren because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a huge climax somewhere there, right? I really like that. And then I was kind of waiting for something a bit more action-packed, emotional, shocking twists and turns per episode. So I really got it with this show. Like I said, I think it's pretty obvious why this is so beloved. It's funny. I remember like long time ago opening the first episode and seeing them in the ship where he was like eating the noodle and all that. I was like, oh, it's interesting. And I just never watched it. And I always knew that I would like it. You ever like know there's a show that you would like, but you just don't go around, you know, get around watching it? It was kind of like that. I always knew I would be curious. But there's such a good excuse to watch it now. But very good, in my opinion. I like the scale, like I said many times. It really shows how complex the sci-fi world is. I like that. It's very practical, so you can see that somebody actually thought about it. So I'm actually very curious to see more about the sci-fi world, more about like what's going on in the world. I think that's very good. I think the art is really good, holds up really well. I like the fact that there's like this like sex appeal, cool appeal, action, violence, you know, that's a lot of fun. But clearly some twists and turns. There's quite a lot of episodes, so I'm curious to see where it goes. And I know there's going to be this female character we get introduced at some point. I don't know who she is, so I'm very curious to see that. And I haven't seen Akira yet, and I'm going to watch it, but I know just from context clues that Akira is one of those things that it starts out as like a gang thing, and then it turns into this whole thing about like life and death. So I wonder if this is going to be like that as well, where it's going to turn into something crazy, something super deep, or is it going to be a, I don't know, heist things, a, you know, life-saving heist, and you get everything, you can survive? Or is it going to be that, oh, the heist was all the friends we had along the way? Or is it going to be something super brutal? The fact that they showed that woman just like killing the guy and just taking matters into her own hands and dying like that, really, I think probably is there to set the tone that that's what the show's going to be. So I can already kind of like feel like maybe some characters are going to die at the end and we don't really get to the thing that we wanted or something like that. That seems to be a theme there. Curious to see. I really like it. I want to watch more episodes, see where it goes. What is going to be the long-term plan? Or is it going to be episode per episode, like a little separate story? I wonder, like different things they're going to chase with a longer arching thing in the background as well. I don't know. But I really liked it. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey. I'm going to watch the episode 2 now. Hopefully going to finish the whole show at some point and edit, and I hope that the settings are a bit better. I changed some of the recording settings on my phone, and then let's see with the export and import settings, and keep trying to change into better. So we'll probably see with Cowboy and Frieren that the episode 20 is probably going to look quite different with my recording setup, because everything is still pretty bad. But let's see. So I hope you can survive with that with me. But thank you very much, and let's go and see episode 2.